Hello, everybody out in the streamiverse. Welcome back to another kind of chilled, laid-back crafting stream. I figured I'd play a little bit of Stellaris in the background just as something like maybe a bit more entertaining to watch. At least when I'm a little too occupied doing something with my hands. But so last time on Monday, you guys saw me craft up the parts for the ear and for the nose. I made a second ear yesterday, but I had realized something. So this is the first ear constructed, which actually turned out much better than I was expecting it to. Basically, it'll be like, you can see it. So got like a little bit of a flap here to make it look like an actual ear, and then you can actually like see inside of it, which is nice. I still need to add more to the backing, which is probably what I'm going to end up doing today. But I made this ear, and then I had made a second ear yesterday, and then I realized the thing. I had made two of the same side of ear. And that ain't going to work. It's not going to work. So I have another one already going here. This is drying up and will take a little bit to dry. I might end up needing to take a hair dryer to it tomorrow. We'll see what happens. But there are those pieces. I'm just going to use the other... I ripped it a little bit. You can see. Or you might be able to see. Let me bring it up here. Yeah, a little bit of a rip right there. But... just really quick. But... so that one's drying. Past that, I've got the ear, or not the nose done, and it's attached to the mask. It looks a little bit ridiculous right now, just because it's literally not painted. You can't see any of the detail that I'm going to add yet. Eyes aren't taken out yet, but I can't do that until this dries up, because the nose ended up taking... or the strips from the nose ended up taking a lot more room than I was expecting. Look at that honking nose. But the nice thing is this actually turned out a lot better than what I was expecting. You can see like where the original shape of the nose was, and where like the nose piece that I made and like ended up going. But it's a much smoother transition than I was expecting to get out of it. So I'm happy with this so far, and I will... where'd the ear go? There we are. But, yeah, so the ear will end up going on here, like this. And it'll be probably glued somehow. I might end up putting it a little bit lower, because I still need to try and figure out how to, like, add a cheek onto here, so that it goes down a little bit further on my face, since it rides pretty high up on my head right now. But, yeah, so, got a nice little ear that'll look even better once I've got it all painted up. Okay, don't press down. It's still very wet right here, so if I put too much pressure on it, then I'm definitely going to cause some damage that I would rather not cause. I need this to dry up, and I might end up adding more layers to this. This is going to be a tomorrow problem off stream, where I'm going to try to add more layers and get this as hard as I can in preparation for, well, for putting it all together and getting it built up. But I'm going to put that off to the side. Really quickly, I'll go over where I am in Stellaris currently. So this is my home empire. I am Earth. Earth. I am the human race right now. And so far, I'm doing pretty good. This is the galaxy map as it stands. The Zrakon Horde absolutely hate me, and so do the Savanti Silencers, which they totally blocked me off from being able to expand out this way like I was hoping to. I also had a mission over here, but I could not get to it because they closed me off and they won't let me go through their borders. But I think I've got a pretty good bit of territory considering. I'm assuming that I'm going to eventually have to fight these guys, but that is a problem for future. What? Wait, why isn't it? It's capturing the mouse. But, oh, I'm not sure if that's actually capturing what it needs to be captured. Is it updating? It doesn't look like it's actually updating. 1 second, I need to turn on my own stream so I can see if it's... No, it's not updating. Oh, that's nice. Lovely. Alright. Thanks, OBS, for not actually doing what I need to. Alright, give me 1 second so I can try to... Why aren't you giving me a preview then? Okay, capture Stellaris. It's... Alright, Stellaris, what are you doing to me? What in the world is happening? Why is this not capturing properly? It's capturing the mouse just fine. Why do I have to have technical difficulty? Oh, Jesus Christ, that did not like that. Alright, give me a moment here. Okay. That might be it. 1 second. Graphics. Full screen. Alright, I need to restart this really quick. Let's move this on over to the just chatting for a moment. Where is that? That needs to hide for the moment, because that is very inaccurate. I need to restart the game. But tonight's going to be a relatively laid-back, just chill stream. I want to play some Stellaris while I do up this crafting, trying to get some more stuff done. And tonight's goal is to try and get this ear looking or more structurally sound, and just trying to in general make it look a bit more cohesive and not like I super glued 2 pieces of paper mache together. Here we go. Why are you not? What the fuck is going on? Alright, Steam, could you not? What the actual fuck is happening here? Alright. Move that up. Why? Why though? Stellaris, what the hell is going on? Game capture. Going to do... Okay, let's do that first. Where did Stellaris go to? Stellaris, what the fuck? So this is fun. This is fun not actually doing what I want it to. Alright, let's do that. Auto, I guess? No, no. Auto, that's not what I want, and you know that. It understands, like... I guess this stream is me figuring out what the hell is going on here. Why is it doing this? Stellaris, what the fuck? The window capture understands it at times. Seriously. Fucking, are you shitting me? So in the world, what is going on? All right, I'm gonna swap this over and see if this is actually capturing properly. Let's see. No, it is absolutely not. Oh my goodness. All right, let's just transition to the crafting screen. Alright, now why isn't the hanging camera... Everything wants to screw with me tonight, apparently. Okay, there we go. Alright, well, I guess this is what's happening tonight, because... Alright, there we go. Okay, I guess I'm not actually playing Stellaris. Because the game doesn't... Or, the game doesn't want to capture. That's great! That's great! Great fun! Why is... Alright, I guess... No, let me transition this properly. Alright, I guess no Stellaris. I was going to try to play Stellaris. Alright, let me do a thing here. Add text source. Alrighty. Alright, I guess we're just gonna do Arial because this is dumb. There we go. Well, I'm sorry that Stellaris didn't want to capture. I was looking forward to actually being able to play a game in the background while it was happening. But, screw me, I guess. Yeah, well, getting to actually crafting. I mean, I could probably try and pull up another game. What else would be a good game to play in the background? I really don't... I don't know any other games that won't be as intensive. Alright, Stellaris. Alright, so... Let's get to crafting, because screw Stellaris, apparently. Can't believe it wasn't actually capturing properly. It's so dumb! Alright, let's see if I can find some talking points then. That's that. Okay. All right. Well, I guess I'm going to use a random question generator because screw me, I guess. Is that being recorded? It looks like it is, but it's super quiet. Also, why is it peaking when... Okay, I'm going to wait for the next song and make sure. Alright, then music is getting recorded properly. Good. Everything wants to break on me right now. So, alright. Let's get started with this ear, because I'm getting fed up with everything. Okay. Move the desk a little bit. Get my glue out. Set that over there. Alright, music. Can we get something that's... It doesn't matter. Instrumental. Genre. It doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. Ambient music, please. Let's get some stuff that's actually... There we go. That's a little bit better, at least. Alrighty. Let's get to crafting. And again, the goal is to make this actually look like one cohesive piece and add backing to this side so that it A, adds support, and B makes it look like one. God, I have a broken track record. Anyway, let's go to the random question generator, shall we? So the first question from the random question generator is: you have $1 million to make a viral video. What video do you make? What video would I make? If I had $1 million to make a viral video, though. If your goal is viral, it doesn't have to be, like, expensive. I guess you could be doing... not breaking... But I guess you could be doing, like, Dude Perfect kind of videos and try to get the views that way. Go to, like, an expensive location, fly out a bunch of athletes, and try to make a viral video through that method, but I don't know if that's the kind of video I would want to make. I've had food brought to me, which is very nice. Oh, there it is.
Hello, Internet.
Alrighty. Oh, I need to try and keep this more on screen. There we are. That's definitely going to need a little bit of work to make that look a little better. Dinner smells very good, though. Back to the question. What video do you make? What would be the best video to make if you've got $1 million and you're trying to make it go viral? I guess the real question is, do you get to keep whatever money you don't end up spending on for the production? Alright. Oh, that's not going to wrap very nicely. That's unfortunate. Let's see here. You can put cats in it. It's, oh, come on. Because, of course, the internet loves cats and pets in general. But, I don't know, that's way too much money. I'm going to go to another question. And try not to get glue all over my mouse. Fucking Christ. I am struggling tonight on this stream. Where the hell did my paper towels go? I had paper towels next to me. What happened to them? Paper towels? Ah, there they are. They're hiding on me. Alrighty. Try to get a better question here. If someone you loved was killed in front of you, but someone created a copy of them that was perfect right down to the atomic level, would they be the same person, and would you love them just as much? Now that is a traumatic experience. Technically, they're not the same person, though. Because they are a copy, and you know they're a copy. But if they're the exact same person, then they should still have the same personality and the same memories. And if they do, then, I mean, that would be... They are the same person. You have PTSD for life, and you're probably going to start being very overprotective moving forward. But, I mean, technically they would be the same person. Or no, they wouldn't be the same person, because they are the copy. But they would... Or you would... I would probably love them just as much, yeah. If my wife was killed in front of me, I might try to kill the person who killed my wife, which would be messed up. But I think I'd still love them. That was a bit better of a question. How often do you check your phone? Way more often than I should. I am one of those people that in a slow moment will whip out their phone and check Facebook, trying to see if anything happened or if there's anything just new on my feed. Is that a piece? That is a piece. But I'm trying, or one of my goals for this year is to try and, like, wean off of, like, at least Facebook. I'm hoping to not be as addicted to that, which is becoming much easier as time goes on, in all reality. Just because there's so much political talk on Facebook, and I have friends and family on both, or basically on all parts of the political spectrum, and so it's an absolute mess on there, trying to get anyone to, play nice. Next question. You're given $300,000 to make one room in your house or apartment ridiculously amazing. What room do you pick, and what upgrades do you make? Well, if I was given $300,000, I would just buy a new house, because currently I would put that towards a house. Currently, I do not, or I live in an apartment, and I would, ooh, that was loud. I would like to live in a house. That would be phenomenal. But that shit is expensive. Holy crap, that music is so loud. Okay, that needs to turn down because jeezy crazy. But if I had a house already, then the room that I would pick would definitely be game room, because I am a DM. I am or I like to have ambiance and pieces. I would make a kick-ass gaming table first. Probably one with a screen in it to try and get some animated maps going, because that shit looks cool. And then I would upgrade all my crafting equipment. I would decorate the room to look like maybe either an inn or a dungeon. Maybe a mix of both. Who knows? add a ton of shelving for everything. Get a lot of minis for decoration. That would actually just be... Oh, 1 second. That would actually just be an excuse for me to up the amount of minis I have. And then I would decorate the place in gold so that I could sell the gold for whatever other purposes I might want. Next question. Is there any art or artist you are really into? I mean, I wouldn't say there's any art or artist that I'm into. Maybe, I mean, I guess the kind of like crafting I do could be considered an art that I'm really into. And in that case, yes, into tabletop crafting and cosplay. Cosplay is a lot of fun. I wish I could do more cosplay, but that shit is expensive. And ain't nobody got time, or ain't nobody got money for the amount of hobbies that I have. Oh man, I need to get these strips going straight across. These don't want to tuck as well, or at least doesn't want to cover the back of this as well, simply because it keeps crossing over in weird fashions. I might just need to make some small strips that will sit there. Don't mind me as I hold this to try and get this to keep its shape. Do-do-do-do-do. That might do for now. Stay up there, please. Gonna have to do more work on the inside of the ear. Let's grab a strip, and I'm just gonna grab a hair of a bit. There. Next question. Do you eat food that's past its expiration date if it still smells and looks fine? That depends heavily on, like, how far out the expiration date is. If it's only, like, a day or two, and the food looks and smells fine, then yeah, no, that's free game. But if it's, like, a long time past its expiration date, then I'm gonna be much more hesitant to that kind of an idea. Don't tell me I made this strip like too short that it's awkward. I might have. Gotta hold that there again. What would you like to know more about but haven't had the time to look into it? That is a really good question. There's a lot of stuff that I'd like to know more about. And there's never enough time in the world. Huh. I don't know. Because I would love to know more about, like, basically everything, but there's never enough time to learn absolutely everything. I'd like to learn more, like, foreign languages. That'd be cool. I keep trying to learn Irish, or Irish Gaelic, but there's just not enough out there to actually learn it, or at least not on your own, from what I could tell. Because I've tried on several occasions to learn Irish on my own, and it does not end well. Simply because I have no one to practice with. I have no one to keep me honest and keep me learning. I can't talk to anyone, so it's harder to learn. Because I know no one that speaks Irish Gaelic fluently. Which would help. It would, like, mentor me. That'd be great, but I just don't have the resources to do that. And I mean, I could buy, like, Rosetta Stone or something, but that is expensive ass shit. I think it's time to add some strips to the side of this. because that's looking much more coherent than it was, and it's got padding on the back now. Oh, it keeps coming up. It keeps coming up in a couple spots, a couple awkward spots. It needs to stop doing that, but I doubt it's going to stop doing that. All right, next question. What big event do you think will happen soon that most people aren't expecting? That's a hard one. Just because there's a lot of shit going on out in the world right now. Got the coronavirus, which is currently tearing through China. We were on the brink of World War III, which was fantastic. And I mean that very ironically. I do not endorse or support like wars that are pointless, and World War III would have been very pointless, especially for the reasons that it would have been likely fought for. What I would like to see happen, honestly, is another housing market crash or something to equal out the playing field for people of my generation, because there's no way I can afford that. I'm an estet, and I can't afford a decent house in a decent location because it's just the housing market near me is insane and doesn't show any signs of stopping anytime soon. What challenging thing are you working through these days? Challenging. Not really. I guess considering challenging, I'm starting up a stream, and that is not easy to get used to. Like talking to the void when there's no one or no one watching is difficult, to say the least. I can hear myself when I say a lot, and that's driving me nuts, but it's hard to fill in the voids in between words or in between thoughts. So I try to keep it going, but if it ends up just being me going I don't know. You're not supposed to say Also, I need to make this a little bit louder. There we go. So that's the most challenging thing I'm working through right now. Who out of everyone still alive would you most want to share a meal with? That's a good question. Out of people alive, I guess some of the... No. There's no one, alive that I would really want to share a meal with, because to meet people, yes, that would be cool, but what kind of conversations would you have? Oh. What sci-fi movie or book would you like the future to be like? I mean, give me Star Trek any day. I'll take Star Trek. Get some spacefaring up in this bitch. And peaceful spacefaring at that. Only going to war when absolutely necessary. But putting forth knowledge and peaceful talks above all. That would be wonderful. What's your perfect burger? Teriyaki burger from Red Robin. That shit is the absolute best. Got a pineapple ring, teriyaki sauce, some shred lettuce. I think there's some kind of a mayo on it. That stuff is amazing. And I love pineapple, so it's got everything I could ever ask for on it. Alright, let's see if I can get this tuck in properly. Because I need to cover up that bit, and then I think I could start adding some small strips. What's your best story from a wedding? Okay, best story from a wedding. One of my friends got married last year, and it was a great wedding. It was a lot of fun. But towards the end, everyone was dancing. We're all having a good time before we send the bride and groom off. I know the groom personally. I was actually one of his best men at the wedding. And so we get towards the end, we're all dancing, we're all having a good time just out on the dance floor. we're doing the chicken dance of all things. All right, and in the middle of the chicken dance, the power just goes out, dead. Like we are shocked and surprised because we can, or because there's no storm going on outside or anything. Like, I'm pretty sure it was a maybe cloudy, but not windy. There was no rain, no lightning, no nothing. So we're all just like, what the hell's going on? We go outside, and sure enough, like, the block around us is out, but past that, it's fine. Like, we're just wondering what the hell is going on. So someone ended up pulling out a Bluetooth speaker that they had brought with them, and they put on some music. Specifically, they put on the chicken dance, and we're all just sitting there doing the chicken dance, still going da 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 da, doing the dance, and everyone had a good time, but definitely cut the wedding a little short. What's a piece of advice that you wish everyone would take to heart? Don't be a dick. That's the best advice that anyone could take, or to take to heart. If you want, like, or to be more specific, treat others as you would want to be treated. So if you want people to treat with respect, treat others with respect. Like, just be nice. Or the other one, religion is like a penis. You can be proud to have one, you're proud to have it, but don't be going around waving in other people's faces. That's just phallic. Different people and different organisms perceive reality in vastly different ways. With that in mind, what is real and what is your perception of reality? Or does every organism live its own personal reality? Every organism lives its own personal reality. Everyone's perception is different. My perception is different from yours. Your perception is different than your mom's or your dad's or your best friend's. No one has the same perception of the world. There are many things that we all agree on, but how you see something and how someone else sees something is completely different. There's no way to have, like, the same exact perception. I doubt even twins have the same exact perception on every situation. Does hardship make a person stronger? If so, under what conditions and at what point is it too much hardship? If not, what makes a person stronger? Hardship can make a person stronger, but it depends on what kind of strength you're talking about. Emotional strength can come through hardships, but is best grown through, like, strength of unity and strength of being around others. But, like, physical hardship, yeah, throw someone into the wilderness and force them to survive. Yeah, no, that'll make them stronger. Or they'll die. One of the two. What point is it too much hardship? On the verge of death is probably too much hardship. Or if someone starts getting into, like, dark places mentally, that's wherein you get into, that's way too much hardship. Like, why is this person in the position they're in? Like, yeah, dark places are bad. Don't self-medicate, kids. What's your reason for getting out of bed in the morning? Alright, I've got a lot of reasons. Got my wife that I care for, and that I support, and, you know, bring home the bacon to. I've got my dog, who's fantastic, my bud Angus. He's got to be walked in the morning. He's usually the reason we wake up in the morning on weekends. And personal goals, like my streaming right now. This has been a personal goal for a while that I've wanted to do, and I'm taking the step forward. And yeah, those are generally my reasons to get up. And because my back is hurting. My back likes to hurt in the morning. What movie picture or video always makes you laugh no matter how often you watch it? Team Fabulous 2 will do that to me. Because Team Fabulous 2 is an amazing video. Drunk Science is always a good one. Any of the Ed's World. There's quite a few YouTube videos that always get me to laugh. Oh, and the Adventure Zone podcast. That one makes me bust a gut. There's always been something. Before there was something, there was only nothing. What do you think is more like? Oh, there was always something. Before there was something, there was only nothing. What do you think is more likely? Well, everything comes from something. It just depends on how small you're looking. I am definitely a Big Bang person. I think that's the most likely outcome, or the most likely reason for our existence. But we can't go all the way back yet, so it's hard to say. If you could send one letter to yourself in the past without the goal of making yourself rich, no lotto number stocks or stock picks, etc., what age would you choose, and what would the letter say? I would send a letter to probably say like maybe 12 or 13-year-old me, and I would tell them, you make your goals come true, but you don't get to it how you were expecting. It would be a short, sweet letter, because that's true. I am very different I'm a very different person compared to younger me. Especially, younger me would probably hate older me in all reality. They would love the job that I have, and they would love the life that I'm living, but they would absolutely despise a couple things about me. And it would be very funny to see the reaction of my younger self to my older self. Just based on those facts. Alrighty. What lie do you tell most often? I've got it all under control. That's the lie I tell most often. Just because normally stuff like tonight happens where I just have a bunch of technical issues, and I try my best to recover it and try my best to get everything running smoothly again, but it doesn't always work out how I would hope it would. Next question. What is your favorite band name? Not necessarily your favorite band. Favorite band name. What is it? There's this one band that's based off of Ned Flanders from The Simpsons. I think it's like the Nedlings or something. That's a pretty good name. What's your favorite international food? Pho. Pho is my favorite international food. That shit is so good on a cold day or on a day when you're sick. Just choice. What is the most interesting thing that you could do with 400 pounds of cheddar cheese? Eat it. Eat it all. One sitting. Don't stop. Keep eating. That would probably be the most interesting thing you could do with 400 pounds of cheddar cheese. It would kill you, but it would be really interesting to see the after effects. What's the worst injury you've ever gotten? Worst injury I ever got was in middle school. I was playing a game of tag with some cousins of mine at a family party. And I was trying to tag someone. We were running through this yard, and the yard was like trimmed with those like they're like bricks, but they look like fences basically. Like, they're super tiny, like maybe that big, and they've got like a kind of like a wave design on them, I guess the best way, or like a little hilly design. And I tripped over one of those, and my foot just started hurting really bad. Like I wasn't able to walk on it, kind of hurt. So I go back to the party, and my parents are like, "Oh, it's probably fine. You probably just sprained something." So the next day, foot is still hurting really bad. It hurts to the point where I don't want to put on my shoe. So we went on like a road trip that day too. So I've just spent like all day with one of my feet in a plastic bag and just like kind of like stumbling around basically. The day after that, foot's still hurting, so my parents say, okay, it's time to go to the doctors. We go to the doctors, they take some x-rays, and it turns out I had fractured the side of my foot. Like the bone on the very edge of my right foot had this just tiny little like hairline fracture, but because of the point where it was, whenever I walked, all my pressure would go to that point, and it would stress it and break it a little bit more, and that hurts really bad. So they said that, and we're like, oh, okay, well, shit. And so I didn't get a cast because it was too minor for a cast, but it was still serious enough that it needed something, and they gave me a boot support, which is just this big ol' honking, like, it's like a rubber pad, some like metal supports to keep your leg in place, and then like straps to keep your foot in the proper position so that it heals properly. And it's basically just like like inflatable fabric surrounding your foot, ankle, and lower leg, and you like pump it up after you've put it on so it'll support you, and you're supposed to be able to walk around on it. You can't walk around immediately, so you need crutches until it gets to the point of being healed. So I got to run around in crutches for a while, which was so much fun. But yeah, I got this great joke out of it though, that I went to the hospital and they gave me the boot. But that was the worst injury I've ever gotten. Which TV show do you want your life to be like? Ooh. Doctor Who, please. Let me be a Time Lord who just travels around the universe, time and space, and just gets to like save everyone and see everything. That would be amazing. What habit do you have now that you wish you started much earlier? I don't really have any right now. I don't got any habits that like good habits, I guess. I drink tea every morning. That's a pretty good habit. But nothing that I would wish that I had started earlier. What's your definition of a good human being? Someone who does not put their beliefs onto others and respects everyone for who they are and accepts people for who they are. That's a pretty good human being. Do you think your childhood was better or worse than other people growing up in a similar place and time? I think my childhood was good. What do you think could be done to improve the media? Remove biased reporting. Remove biased reporters. Remove biased writing. Like, just tell everyone the facts. That's all you need to be there for. What did you do on your last vacation? My last vacation was actually my honeymoon. And we went to Disney World for a week, which was amazing. We stayed in Coronado Springs, and we went to each park, one park per day. We had the Disney dining plan, which if you ever go to Disney World, get the dining plan because it is so worth it. Like, basically, to break it down, you get 3 meal credits a day, and I think it's like 1 or 2 snack credits a day per person. All right, and these meal credits can be spent at like any restaurant in the park or in any of the parks or at the hotels, and it varies what you get depending on where you are and like what meal you're getting. So like breakfast, lunch, or dinner can be very different. Dinner was the best, however. So you would go to one of these places, and normally you got a appetizer, an entree, an alcoholic or non-alcoholic drink, and a dessert, and that would be 1 meal credit. So you could like feast like a king every meal, and you wouldn't be spending like you spent money, yes, but like, so it was me and my wife, and I think the most expensive night we had was Raglan Road at Disney Springs, and the bill, if we didn't have the Disney dining credits, would have been like $140 something, and that's before any tips or anything. Like, that shit was so expensive. But because we had the Disney dining plan, we got to have like $20, $30 dishes and not have to worry about it. Like, all you do is you sit down and you ask the waiter or waitress, you're like, hey, what do I get with my dining plan? And they will give you the layout of what you get. And oh my goodness, we had so much food. We didn't use any of the snack credits until the very last day at Disney World, when we turned the rest of our meal credits and the rest of our snack credits into just a bunch of junk food before we left for home. So we were stocked on the airplane. We didn't have to buy any snacks. We asked for drinks, of course, because you can't really bring drinks onto the plane. But like, we had so much snack food while we were on the plane, just because of all those meal credits that we had left over. Because 1 meal credit equals 1 snack credit, and snack credits mean a lot of candy or like small little cookies and things. Like, ugh, it was good stuff. I want to go back there again some point, or at some point in time. Why don't we as a species take more advantage of the fact that we have almost infinite knowledge available to us? Because we have infinite knowledge at our fingertips, but no one utilizes it because not everyone needs to utilize it. And that's like, a lot of people don't take as much initiative in learning new things as others, so that's really just what it boils down to. What do you do to get rid of stress? I craft, I play video games, and I sleep. Those are my stress relievers. Different people and different organisms. Oh no, are we starting to roll around into the same questions? What random acts of extreme kindness would you like to see? Just small ones. Small random acts of kindness. Like, help someone in danger, report or get cops. Like, literally do any small kind thing. I would like to see more of that. Or to have people... The most extreme kindness I could see is people learning how to merge on the freeway. That's the absolute worst thing where I live. People don't know how to zipper merge like they should. What do you own that a lot of people comment on? My minis, D&D stuff, and my computer setup. That's what I own. And my dog, technically. What's the best pet name you can come up with for a specific type of pet? Pig. Chunks. That's the best combination. What was the last thing that you fixed? Last thing I fixed... last thing I fixed was code, but I can't really talk about the specifics on that because NDAs. What is the best pair of shoes that you've ever owned? Why were they so good? My current pair of shoes are the best pair that I've ever had. They're Skechers, like just like comfy Skechers, and they're the best pair because they are ridiculously comfy and they've lasted me so long. But they also look really nice. Excuse me, so I can do stuff or like go to professional things and be fine. What are some outdated customs that don't make sense anymore? People still follow them simply out of tradition. Oh, that's a bucket of worms I'm not opening. What is something that's popular now that annoys you? A lot of things. Fortnite. Fortnite annoys the absolute living shit out of me. Where is the worst place you have ever been stuck for a long time? The worst place that I've been stuck. There's quite a few, but I don't really have anything to name offhand. What's the funniest thing you've ever seen a kid... Alright, funniest thing I've ever seen a kid do. My wife and I were at the zoo, or our local zoo, just kind of like hanging out, doing our usual thing. And on our way between exhibits, this family's passing by us, has a toddler in a little cart. And they're going. They're just going along, doing their thing. The kid just like randomly looks at us as we're passing by and is like, woo! And we're like, what the fuck was that? And so we just started memeing it like the rest of the time while we were at the zoo. It was a good time. Should euthanasia be legal? Why or why not? I mean, it depends on the context. If it's a forced euthanasia, then no, don't force kill things. That's bad. But if it's like a consensual thing, like, hey, I'm old, I'm decrepit, I've got a terminal illness, and I don't want to put my family through this, then they should be given the option to end their life with assistance if absolutely necessary. Like, that's a personal choice, like, when you're older. What are the most common roadblocks that stop people from achieving their dreams? Effort. Procrastination. I know those are mine. But I've stopped procrastinating with streaming. I'm here. I'm doing this thing. If you had to disappear and start a whole new life, what would you want your new life to look like? I don't know. I like my current life. My current life is fantastic. It's fun. I'm in a perfect spot. I don't want to disappear. If I had to, though, I'd do van life if I had to. I think that's what my new life would look like. Just small van, maybe someone I care about with me, maybe a dog, and just traveling the world. What do you wish your phone could do? Print money. Who should be responsible for taking care of the elderly, the government, their families, or the elderly themselves? Honestly, the government and families. Like, I don't know. The elderly should be taken care of, though. Elderly should be taken care of. What would be the scariest monster you could imagine? Dr. Manhattan. He's terrifying. What should the role of government be? What boundaries and limits should it have? That is a can of worms I'm not opening. If someone asked you to be your apprentice and learn all that you know, what would you teach them? I mean, I could teach them how to be a DM. Teach them how to paint minis. I could teach them how to do some basic crafting. I guess that. And yeah. What song would you pay money to never hear again? What is the song I hate the most? That's the question. Friday by Rebecca Black. Can a society exist without laws? I mean, probably, but there'd be a lot more murdering going on. When's censorship warranted? I don't know when censorship is warranted. There's a lot of excuses for censorship, but I don't think anything should be really censored, unless it's a military action. Then that's probably worthy of censorship if someone's trying to leak your battle plans. And hate speech. Hate speech is fucked up. Like, have your opinions, but don't be ignorant. What are some things that everyone should try at least once? Traveling, like, try and figure out a time where you could just have like a month off and just travel. Just go somewhere. Go do something with a group of people. Go with your family. Go with friends. Just go somewhere you haven't been before and explore. Would you eat at a restaurant that was really dirty if the food was amazing? No, that's how you get food poisoning. Food poisoning is not fun. What is the most important object you own? Most important object I own. I mean, that's hard to say. I want to say my computer because I do everything on my computer. But what else would be important? There's a couple of like family related things that are very important to me. But off the top of my head, probably my computer. What would be the worst buy one get one free sale of all time? Buy one STD, get one free. Is there any art or artist you're really into? I already did that one. How well do you cope when you don't have your phone with you for an extended period of time? I cope well. At first, I try to find something else to fill the gap, but I'm generally pretty good at keeping myself occupied if I know I'm not going to have a phone for a long time. Unless I'm like traveling on the bus or something. If I don't have like a book or something, then I go mad. What's the shadiest thing you've seen someone do? Well, I saw a drug deal at one point, so that was pretty fucking shady. Just like getting on the bus, look around really quick, and I saw one dude hand something to another dude, and I saw money and a small bag being exchanged. That was interesting. How much social interaction is too much? It depends on the person. Like me, I can deal with quite a bit of social interaction, but there's a point in time when I'm just like, I want to be alone. I want to spend time by myself and just recharge my social battery. But there's also people that could just do social interaction or could keep up a social interaction for a long time, and they'll be just fine. And then I know some people that don't like any kind of big crowd, and they consider a big crowd like 5 to 10 people. So like, it depends on how you are. What's the best and worst piece of advice you've ever received? Best piece of advice I've ever received is don't give up. Whatever you do, don't give up on your dreams. Don't give up on what you want to do. Always chase. The worst bit of advice I've ever received is don't. What was something you loved, but it never really took off or was ended before its time? Probably tonight's stream, because I'm really not being productive on anything, and I really want to play some Stellaris or something, so I'm probably gonna go do that in a bit. What is a cause that is worth dedicating your life to? Disease research. Like, if you want something to dedicate your life to, dedicate it to that. What is the... Alright, I think I'm going to end it tonight because I'm not being productive at all. And Stellaris didn't want to record. I'm going to have to figure that out. So, alright, I'm just gonna call it for the night. So, I'll see you guys on Friday. I will be of course, doing like trying to finish up the costume, but we'll see what happens. So I'll see you guys later. Peace.